All right, youngins, let's get started on tonight's homework. All right, so basically we're preparing for this moving straight ahead assessment, and some of you just need to get on point with some of these equation to table to line, or graph, equation, and table. So first things first, put your name. If you put student, you're special. Put the date, whatever the date of tonight's homework is. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through 1, 2, and 3, and then you're responsible for the backside. So first things first, we have an equation. What we're going to do is with this equation, we're going to create the table and then the graph. We do it with the graph and then the table, it doesn't matter. So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to pick, we'll say 4 points, 0, 1, 2, and 3. All right, we're going to use these 4 points to help us solve. So we're going to plug in what we know to find out what we don't know. We don't know the y, and that's what we're going to put over here. We know all the x values. We created them on our own. We could have made anything we wanted, but we wanted it to make sense within this table. So 0, 1, 2, 3 makes sense. And we only need 4 points to create a line, and that's our goal. So 0 will be plugged in here. 0 times 3 is 0, and 0 plus 5 is 5. Okay, so now we're going to substitute 1. 1 times 3 is 3. 3 plus 5 is 8. Now, at this point, I could continue to plug in and go from there, but I could also use the idea or the concept that I know that this is the slope, and slope is the rate of change, meaning for each point, how much is it changing? And it's changing positive 3. So I can see from here to here is a plus 3, and I can just continue to do the math in my head and say, all right, 8 plus 3 is 11, and then 14, all right? So I have these points, and these are coordinates, x and y coordinates that I can use to graph. Now, it might not all fit on this graph that I have selected for you. If you had your own graph paper, clearly all 4 could fit because you'd be making it yourself. But we're going to just make do with what we have. So first of all, we know that the y-intercept is plus 5 because of our formula y equals mx plus b. The 5 is here, the 3 is here, and then the y and the x. So this is the y-intercept plus 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's our y-intercept. Next, what we're going to do is we could graph our points. So that's 0, 5. That's checked off. That's done. 1, 8 is 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's all I really need. 2 points are probably enough, but a third makes our line a little bit better. So we would probably need to go down. So instead of it being 1, 8, it would be negative. But we could just use our formula. So basically, it's rise, 1, 2, 3, run 1. See that? Rise, 3, run 1. Well, I'm just going to do the opposite. Fall, 1, 2, 3, and go back 1. And there's our next point. Fall, 1, 2, 3, and go back 1. There's another point. So you want to use a ruler, but I don't have it with me. Boom. There's our line. All right, and this is our line, y equals 3x plus 5. All right, that's it. That's how that's done. So next, they gave me a bunch of points, and I need to come up with the equation. So basically what I want to do is I want to see what's the rate of change. What's happening here? All right, so what's happening? From negative 3 to negative 1, I'm adding 2, adding 2, adding 2, adding 2, adding 2. So I know my slope, y equals mx plus b, y equals mx plus b. My slope is 2, so that's good. All right, I can put in this, and now I need to find my b. Well, in this case, they did it for me. When x is 0, what is y? That's what the b is, where you begin. Not where the table begins, but when x is 0, what is y? That's where you begin. That's where you truly begin, so that's plus 1. So that's it. That's the equation. Now, they gave me a bunch of points, and I can graph them over here. So my life's pretty simple. I can just start with the y-intercept at 0, 1. There's my y-intercept, and I can just use my slope. My slope is plus 2, so up 2, run 1. Up 2, run 1. All right, you can kind of see that, down 2, and there's my line. Obviously, you want to use a ruler if you have it. Makes it easier. All right, and there's my formula, y equals 2x plus 1. That's what that line is. Now you could have also plotted the points. Over 1, up 3. Good. Over 2, up 5. Over 3, up 7, right? These are the points. So you can do it that way, or you could use the slope. There's multiple ways to do it. All right. Last way, last point. They give you a line, and you got to create the equation and the XY table. So they gave us 3 points. So that's all I'm going to use is the 3 points. So here's the 3 points. 0, -2. So let's just write it. 0, -2. See that point right there? 0, -2. This one is over 1, 2, up 1, 2, 3. Over 2, up 3. Over 1. I'm sorry. Let's keep going. Over 1, 2, 3, 4. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it was at 4, 8. So if we're looking what we're adding 5 each time. That's what the slope is. We could also find that by going up 5, run 2. So what's not clear about this is, I apologize, that these are counting by 2s. Okay, so the equation, I'm sorry, the slope is rise 5, run 2. Rise 5, run 2. So you find that, and that's your slope. So you have your slope and your y-intercept. So your equation is y equals mx plus b. Sorry for the confusion there. M is 5 over 2x plus the y-intercept is -2. That looks weird. So I'm just going to change it to y equals 5 over 2x minus 2. Okay? And that's how that's done. So I want you to go to the back and solve these 3 problems. It looks to me that this equation, this equation goes with number 4, this table is number 5, and this line number 6. Try that on your own. Later.